Hello then, folks, and welcome back to some more City Skylines with me, Ben. I keep saying Dr. Benji FM at the start of these videos, but actually it's not Dr. Benji FM in here. It's just Ben, just regular Ben. So welcome to you all. Hopefully you're going to enjoy today's episode. Thank you so much for the support on the series recently. If you're enjoying the videos, remember to drop a like on them, and there'll be more coming to your inbox almost every day. Almost every day. See how I've worked that in there? Almost every day. Now then, if you've hopefully kept up with the series, you know what the plan for today is as we resume the game, and again, hopefully build towards some of these milestones. We're still a busy town, which it sounds strange to call a city as massive as Manhattan, but yeah, we're working towards being a big town rather than a busy town, and hopefully at some point soon we will get there. Oh goodness me. Now, at the end of last episode, I said we had a bit of a water issue. That's true. The pollution situation right now, not great, viewers. Water is not good. The brown and the muddiness of that, not good. So we're going to have to move our water supply, or our water pump, our intake. I'm going to move it right over here. I'm going to get it right out of the way for now, not near too much residential. That circle is a sound indicator of it's quite loud. Don't build houses near this. So what we'll do is we'll build it over on this side. We'll link it up with a telephone wire. They do look like old telephone wires, don't they? If you remember back in the day, I don't think it was electricity, was it, like this, but it was definitely the telephone lines that used to operate in that fashion. And of course we're going to need a pipe as well to get that neat and tidy. We'll just pull it all the way across to here at 40, and then just build it up towards it there, and or down maybe. That's fine. It doesn't matter. There we go. Right. Oh, by the way, water is needed up here, it seems. So while we're here, we'll do that as well. Of course, if the citizens drink polluted water, much like in real life, viewers, it wouldn't be good. So hopefully this will disappear in a minute, and not too many people will either die or go to the doctors. Yes, they all disappeared. All the concerns. The water on this side, though, it's going to look very horrible. The Hudson over here looks fine, but on this side, it's not great, is it? I guess we'll see how it looks once we get our facilities sorted in full. There's a huge shadow now cast across the industrial area because of the One World Trade Center, and we will build around that at some point. Maybe later today. We'll see how we do for time. Now, with this overground highway, one going one way, one going the other, we want to build it underground ideally, so we can link together avenues and hopefully work that out. We've got 110,000, nearly 120,000 in fact, in the balance, and it will be quite an expensive project. And of course, part of this means we're going to have to open up a new area, and the consensus in the comments from what I could see was this one. It was section 3 as it was named, as we were over on a different angle, but yeah, this one was the one. 7,000 it cost me, and there we go then. Hoboken, around that area, it has been purchased. We're now into New Jersey. The split between the states, by the way, for those that don't know, runs along the river line. So it's quite interesting when you go across. If you ever land at Newark Airport, which is over here, you land in New Jersey and then go over to New York. So I'm very happy to have been to 2 states in America, if not only for a short period of time. But yeah, I mean, happy about it. I probably saw another one. I saw Boston, or I saw I say Boston. Saw Massachusetts. Is that right? Is that the state? Massachusetts, Boston. I think it is. Yeah, I'm pretty confident. I'm second guessing myself. Hopefully, then we can find a way to go under and through and over to that side. As much as I do quite like those bridges. I think they look quite kind of cool. I don't think they fit with everything else that's going on. So we're going to go underground here and then up again over probably here-ish. I just worry that this is going to cost me an awful lot of money, and we don't have an awful lot of money to spend. We do have the option to take a loan out. So I mean, if we're about 60,000 away or something below 60,000, we can do that. But let's do it, viewers. I feel like we've preempted this enough now, as the sounds are terrifying. This is going to be quite loud for your viewers. Hope you're prepared. In fact, it's not that loud at all. Let's turn up the volume. There we go. Ready? There you are. Oh, properly loud now. Probably too loud. I mean, we'll just do it, Ben, for heaven's sake. Right. Let's get rid of all of these. Now, you might be concerned about what happens to the people in the cars if we're just destroying the road in which they're driving on. They hover for a short period and then usually disappear. These are the ones that I'm most worried about. I don't... What does... They just disappear. Okay, it's fine. I was worried they would suffer, but I think they've been struck back in time, so everything's going to be alright for them. With these roads, I quite like the idea, actually, of going in some fashion. There is like an underground tunnel that brings cars out onto this side with a huge network over on this side as well, which we could investigate. And the train line that goes from New Jersey's Penn Station into Penn Station under Madison Square Garden. is also available to us at some point, or that might need to come along a little longer here, and then into sort of that area. But alright, let's keep going. We've got to destroy all of this here. The cost of this is going to be pretty outrageous, viewers. I'm a little bit concerned it's going to be too much, but we'll see. That's my phrase, we'll see. Right, I'm not going to be too specific with this. It doesn't really matter to me how deep this goes or how much this maybe influences other things. As long as they're relatively next to each other and there's some logic to the build. Obviously, we're aiming for that area over there, but we need to go deep underground first. I don't know if I have to go deeper because there's water here. I'm not too sure. Oh god, this could be... It's already going to cost 10,000 just to do that. I don't know if we're deep enough now. You cannot build on water. I'm not trying to build on water. I want to build lower down though. Is it going to let me? Oh god, this is... The slope's too steep. I don't want to build a steep slope. Okay, we're trying to figure... This is the problem. I was unsure of how it would work. But it is proving to be not only tricky, viewers. Oh god, it's proving to be so expensive as well as we go along. I was saying I might need to take a loan out of 60,000. It might end up being even more than that. As we go a little bit further on, do we? Oh, look at this. Oh, dearie me. We're going to have to build up to here somewhere. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And then there, but we're going to have to delete a bit to then build up. So that's cost me nearly 100,000, you can see. Redesigning this sort of thing. It costs a fair bit of money. And we still can't connect it. Oh god, okay. I think now we're going to be able to, but goodness. You can see then, those cars are going to perish. One of the roads now is done underneath there. It doesn't look overly pretty, but it has been effective for what we want. The concern now, of course... Oh, that was very stressful. The concern now is that we need this other road to operate. I think for now, actually, because we're not linking them... I probably could have done this a while ago. Deleting them is part of the battle. They still go one way. And of course, we are going to build it back up again. But now we get the option to do this, look. Which is really nice. I think with the avenues as well, we can be a little bit more creative. Can we have one that goes down there now? Does that make sense? I guess it probably does, because of the gap that it's creating as well. So we can have one there, which means we can probably have one here, as we've created this sort of new, almost 11 block gap, where there's a gap in between. But I do quite like that, actually. It's not too bad, you know. Where do we go to? 80? There we are, look. So we're really taking some lovely shape now. And I'm hoping that it'll be a lot simpler to do from this point onwards. And we can start to work on some shape. I did want these roads to be one way. And doing 6-lane roads, I think, especially from the start, is going to be too much. So we are going to limit them at the moment, at the very start, just to these 2-lane roads. But we are going to work on it being something of a one-way system. I'm not sure quite yet how that's going to work. We'll try and figure that out. Whether we do that now or not, I don't know. Sorry for those loud noises. It is loud for you. Cover your ears, for heaven's sake. Get some earmuffs on. And then, look at that. It's very, very angry, isn't it? It happens in a very angry manner. There, like that. And then, I guess that'll do for now. We'll figure out what we want to do with it. Because we're going to sort of do an across one-way system as well. So it's not just going to go up and down one way. It's going to work in both ways. I don't know whether we should do a single road that's slightly bigger, that goes just down there like that, that it allows people to go either way. Whether that causes more confusion or not, though, again, we'll have to see. I don't really know at this stage. How far out's that? 11. So we're almost going by this rule of 11. That, though, is 100. So do I just want to go in blocks of 20? Or do I want to make them shorter? Because blocks generally going along this way, are shorter than they are going that way. So I'm thinking, how many blocks can we realistically cram in here? And do I want it to be lots of 10 by 10s? I guess I kind of do want it to be that. So it's that, which means it's going to look like this as we go around everywhere. And then everywhere is going to look like this. This is a major part of infrastructure, really. We should probably let the world continue as we do this, so we can make some money doing it. But again, this is how things are going to take shape long term, and we should be able to create some nice one-way systems with these roads. Hopefully, again, it doesn't become too confusing. I don't know. Again, I'm trying to figure out 10 every time. which is becoming an absolute nuisance. But once we grid this off, it should make a lot more sense. I think we get the gist right. What I'm going to do for the first time in the series, I'm going to highlight this. Speed this up with a nice little interlude music bit, Ben. I know. See, these videos aren't all boring. Okay, and we are back. Hi. So hopefully that's a nice little thing you think I can do throughout this series. If you like that idea, obviously it doesn't last very long, but it just allows things to move a little quicker. And now we have a properly gridded system that we can put hopefully some major landmarks in, amongst other things. The big thing that I've not really talked about yet is there's something that you unlock throughout all of this, which becomes majorly important. The problem we have at the moment, though, is that we don't unlock it for quite a while. We're going to have to build up to... How many people do we need to do this? I'm hoping it's actually the next one, but I'm not sure. 7,000. Okay, that's what we need. 7,000 is our magic number. We get to 4,400, but 7,000 unlocks these things: high density residential zones, high density commercial zones, and office zones. And you'll see when we build them, of course, if you've played the game before, you'll know you can build some really nice big buildings to do that, whether it's IT based or whether you just build some office blocks all around the place, or obviously big apartment buildings. It can look really, really good and a lot more New York like. So 7,000 right now, viewers, is our magic number. And that's what we're going to try and get towards. Oh, blimey, we've been playing for such a long time. Our facility, our landfill facility, is already full. They're a real issue, landfill facilities, as well, because what happens with them is that once they're full, they just stay there. You can't delete them. You have to empty them before you can do anything else. So we're going to have to build another one. And there's not a logical, obvious place to put this. I guess it's going to have to go down here. And I don't like that. I'm going to build a couple of them just so we don't come across this again. But yeah, we're going to have to build 2 of them. I guess the good thing about it is that if people want to get back to it, they go all the way round. So there's a logical one-way system for the rubbish. As you can see, like, these lorries are out in force. It was clearly about to be a major issue for the city, but it is going to clog up the roundabout full of these vans and trucks. So that's going to be fun. And there's going to be something's going on. It's like that scene in what is it, in the Die Hard films, when all the dumper trucks are suddenly moving along one of the bridges and they see them all. It's like, what's going on? We're not taking gold, by the way, just to be absolutely clear. Hopefully you like my film references. They're massively on point there, I think, viewers. Right, okay. I do this a lot. I do a lot of, yeah, right, okay, let's figure out what we're going to do next, because it's just giving me time to think, really. Roads like that can be matched up as well. We can have a few more bits of greenery. Not farms, just greenery. A few people were leaving comments, actually. I did ask for questions in the next one, and again, I encourage questions in the comment section that I can talk about. I should really remember who wrote this. What I'll do is I'll put the tweet or the message on screen. Someone asked to talk about my favourite cities, or New York in general, or why that's my favourite city. I'm not a hugely well-travelled individual, it must be said. I've gone around a few places. Like, I've been to different countries. I've been to Belgium, Holland, France, Spain, lots of Europe, but I've never been to some of like the major cities. I've never been to places like Rome or Barcelona or Madrid. I've often gone to sort of some of the more touristy places, but at the same time, not always the touristy places. I've been to Paris. That's obviously a major city, as well as New York and London and Manchester. I would consider to be a major city. And yeah, there's still lots of places I would love to go to. Like, I think on my list of places to go, I'd really like to go to Amsterdam, somewhere I've never been before. And Berlin, I think, would be a really nice place to go. There's spots in Europe that are definitely like attainable as well to get to, because they're not too far away. I've just never really gone there. Like, Scandinavia has always interested me as well. I want to see what that's like. I want to experience Scandinavia. I know quite a lot of people that watch Football Manager content are from Scandinavia as well. So if you're from Scandinavia, where do you recommend, I guess, would be the question. Yeah, I'm interested. Again, it's one of those places I've always wanted to go, as was New York. And like, my obsession with New York, because obviously we're doing our first build on it. Some people won't be surprised by that at all. And it's a place I always feel like I've had a connection with the place despite never going, and I don't have that with many places. Like, that's not a common thing for me to think. But for whatever reason, whether it's just my connection through seeing it on TV or seeing it through film and things like that, I don't know. Like, I've got this obsession with the place, and before I went, I was nervous that it was going to be very much like London, and the reality was that it wasn't like London, and I thought it would feel very similar. I would be interested to know if people have been to both or lived in both or experienced both, if you feel like they feel similar. But there's there's a certain buzz about New York that you don't necessarily get with London. London's a very serious place, and I think while New York has an element of that, I think compared to other parts of America, I think New York probably is quite a serious place. It's got this fun energy. And whether I don't know whether it's this fun, whether it's fun or there's an intense energy about New York that I really grew to love and enjoy when we spent a week there. I'm going for another week soon. Like I really can't wait. Like it's one of my favorite places in the world. I wish the pound against the dollar wasn't such a suffering situation, but it'll have to do for now. And I've not even booked the hotel, so I'm leaving that to the last minute, hoping that something could sort itself out. But yeah, the added stress of that is affecting me at the moment. But hopefully it'll all work out in the end, and obviously I'll update you on that as we go around. So let's take a look then at what we can go towards next. Again, we're in this situation where I'd love to build out more residential housing and office block buildings, but we can't really do that at the moment because we don't have offices. But I'm going to have to compromise and just do it at some point. I think that's going to be a bit of a sticky issue for me. Sorry, that's probably not the right terminology for this game. It's weird that leaves a bridge. I really don't want that to happen. There is ways to prevent it by using something like the landfill tools, but I don't really want to mess with this too much, so I'm not going to use them. I think the best bet for me is just to build a little further down so it won't do it. I think there is probably the case of it won't happen there. No, okay, so you can build an office block next to it. It'll almost look like it's then connected, and because this is straight as well, we can build off a few roads in this general direction, and whether they meet the road or not, I guess will depend on if they bridge. Like that one doesn't bridge, and that one doesn't bridge either. So we've got a nice area there. You can't build houses around here because these landfill sites, the polluted areas, I know stretches to about there. And if you're looking at how far it goes out, and I don't want it to affect that too much. But I love the grid system. I think we can really start to work with this again. I'm going to do a little bit of one-way-isms with this. So it's going to go down here. They're going up and down, up and down, up and down, but they can cross and go across as well, which should be effective, and it should work. I need to make sure things like this don't happen, where it's going both ways. And I need to make sure I've spotted if that's the case. Money-wise, we're back up to around 57, 58,000. And I would love to build the second road under here so we can connect it. You can see it's already warning me, oi, connect your city up. You've got a problem. And I think we should try. I just know I'm not going to have the money to fund the entire thing. That's the problem. It cost us a lot of money to do last time. And I'm all too aware of that, really. So we'll try. I just don't think it's going to happen for me here. At this point, it's not even letting me build. I always knew this was going to be a problem because the slope there is quite steep. We'll have to bring it up a little more. Sort of, it's going to have to go out, isn't it? But I need it to go under. This is the problem. Shall I make it curl in some level? I don't know. Because I need to get it down here. But then I need to curl it round so it goes under. And then it can match up with what we have over this side. So maybe if I do it... I'm not using the right tool either, so that's part of the issue. So then we can curl it to there. So it makes its way down, but it's just in a slightly different way. It's saying again it can't build on water. It keeps doing this. I don't want you to build on the water, you fools. I want it to go under the water. And now you don't know what you want, do you? Now you're all confused. What's going on here? Right, come on. Build properly. Don't be annoying. Right, I'm not up for this. I don't want it to stop making bridges for. Why are we doing this? Right, it keeps going green. There we go. No. Why are you... I'm getting very animated here, viewers. This is now a crunch moment for me. Please just build properly. 12 meters off the ground. No? It'll do it there. So let's just maybe do it a little bit slower as we go along. No? We're not doing any more. Viewers. I'm losing my mind here. What's it doing? It won't build. Yep, built on the other side. Why won't you build over here? What if we go right out here and then bend it around? See, 70,000. It's going to cost 90,000 to get all the way back across. Why are you doing it? Okay, we're just going to have to do it in small increments, aren't we? There's literally no way around this other than this. Is that in the way now as well? So is that going to cause all end of problems? Oh, the noise is horrible as well, isn't it? It sounds like, you know when roller coasters go up, like tracks? It sounds like that. Right, I think we've made a bit of progress there. Here we go, look. Now we're talking. Not enough money. Oh, this is the situation we knew would arise, viewers. Here it is. It's happened. I can't afford it. Well, how much is that going to cost me? Get rid of that. It's going to cost me 25,000. I'm taking out the loan, viewers. I'm doing it. Take the loan. I want to get this done because it's going to wire me up otherwise. Because I'm going to know the whole time it's not connected. It's going to stress me out. Again, the water is proving to be a right nuisance. It gets very confused when it gets to water. Like it doesn't know what it wants. Stop it! I'm getting very... Sorry if you watch these late at night and you're trying to relax. And towards the end of the video... Oh, I'm losing my mind here, viewers. It keeps unconnecting. Do you see what I mean? I should. Do you know what I'm realising at this point, viewers? I should have done this bit as a fast forward. Because my stress levels can't handle this. Please just work. Please just work. There, look. And then a little bit further. Okay, there we go. There we go. It's a success. Flawless, viewers. Absolutely flawless. Right. They go under. We had to make a little bit of amends here as it bends round and goes under because it wouldn't go down that steeper slope. But that's quite quirky. I quite like that. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. And now, as you look at it from a distance as well, it's really starting to take shape. And you don't have this massive highway going across. I might have roads underneath that build up and out, though. So if you know what I mean by that, I'm going to have like one of these roads maybe. Oh, I've just smashed my microphone. If I go underground. So what I could do maybe in these areas is I could build one of these underground roads and have an out connection somewhere. So it links up. They will get very busy though, and that's the big concern. So I'm almost more inclined to just have it operate, and then maybe off this road here, we could have it build down and under. I don't know if that would work. Probably not. Maybe this way it would work. If I went down and I could connect it to one of these roads underground. Again, something we'll work on in a future episode, but right now, I don't think it's gonna work for me, and it's just stressing me out. I'm gonna build some housing along here because I just think I can always change it later on. I say along here. What about in these sort of areas? I could sort of plug a few gaps here. You see, like we need more housing. That's the thing. If we're going to progress this city, we need to have more residents living in the city. Otherwise, we're just going to go round and round in circles, and we're not actually going to move forward at all. We just need to start building up more. I'm going to have to be bold, Ben. Come on. Let's build these all into housing and change it at a later date if we absolutely have to, and not worry about it too much, you know? We're going to have to. The same goes for industries as well. We're going to have to do that down here. And if we have to get rid of it in the future, we will do, and make it look more realistic. But for now, if we don't build these out, we're just going to be here forever, and nothing's ever going to get sorted, and we're just going to be on the same loop of building. So hopefully that now will encourage a little more. The one thing I will say is our traffic management has been really good. You can see there, like 87% traffic flow. That little junction there is a little busy, as is some of this. And we can talk about this mod I've got as well to do with traffic management at a later date. We won't do it today though, as it's not really important. When you've got thousands of people living in your city, it's still very relatively small, so we don't have to do too much. As I think another park might be necessary, and some more water apparently will be as well. Are we good down there? No, I did wonder actually if we would have water down here. We do not. So if we just cover this area, and that's something actually we need to start doing relatively soon, is covering the whole of Manhattan with water, so that when we come to build up here, it's already sorted and it's not something I have to concern myself with and continue to worry about. So if we just go 100 along there, and then 20 and 20. Again, we're working by this rule of 20. Hopefully you remember from the earlier episodes. It just makes things a lot neater and a lot tidier. Before we were going lengthways, but you'll see, like, if I went straight through, just as an example, it would all connect up nicely with each other. And again, a final 20 will cover off that side. And this is one of the next areas, of course, we're going to be building in, so it's important. Right then, I think we've got quite a lot done in terms of getting the highway sorted. We saw the massive expense at trying to sort that out. Apparently we don't have any water over here. You see, constant management. You've got to keep an eye out of things. When you've got a bigger city, hopefully you don't have to worry about this sort of thing, and it just looks after itself, because you will have built like in a massive way. I guess services, we should maybe have a little look at services just to make sure that we're covered in all areas. The fire service is still good. Police department, schooling, maybe another school, an additional school could be put in over on this west side. I think we probably should somewhere. I'm thinking there might be the place to do it. It's not perfect positioning, but because of the way it can loop round there, it'll probably be okay. And high school wise, how are we looking? Do we need another one? It's not quite full at the moment, so that's not too bad. You can see how many students are eligible and the capacity. University, we've got a lot eligible. but we've got nobody who can currently go. We've not unlocked the university yet, so that's on hold as things stand. Public library, we could pop a library in somewhere maybe, if it would fit. I think down here maybe, as a bit of an entrance to the city. It can cover like a relatively wide area. I think it fits in quite nicely as you come into the city. It doesn't look too out of place there. It's quite a nice building. We'll just put a couple of trees along here so it doesn't look as sort of daft as I think it potentially will do if I'm not careful. But yeah, that looks okay. You wouldn't think too much of that. Maybe put some trees on this side as well, as it's a bit of a cul-de-sac. You can sort of lock it in a little bit from a viewpoint like that. Okay, I think we're happy. I think we're good. Yes, that's going to bring us to the end of this one. Hopefully next episode we will advance it even further, and we will have made some major progress. But I think the grid system's looking good. The road now travels underneath, and we said we were going to sort that out. And, of course, we figured out the water situation while growing the population quite minimally. Next episode, we should make it further to the next section. And I'll see you then tomorrow for that. If you enjoyed today's video, of course, please do drop a like on it. And if you're really enjoying the stuff on the channel, make sure you subscribe so I don't miss you tomorrow. We love with care from me to Benji or just Ben. I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.